So years ago, I accidentally stumbled into this method, I'm going to call it, in dealing with angry, confrontational people. And I call it the paper door method. I remember it very vividly. It was the first time I did it, and it was just a simple thing. I was driving, I got to an intersection, and there was a car coming down the hill, but I couldn't see it yet because like the car pillar, is it A-pillar, something like that, was blocking a part of the road I couldn't see. I did the, I looked around like that, and I just didn't see them until I crept forward. I was at a stop sign. I was going to cross the road. And it was by the time I got my front end just into the road that I finally saw this car coming up over the hill and whizzing down. I was like, oh shit. Okay. And you got to that moment where you just got to commit. You either got to stop or go. You got to commit to a decision. You can't, you can't be indecisive. So I ended up just flooring it and whipping by. And it was a close call. We can say it was my bad. I'm fine with that. I just didn't see them by the nature of where the road was, the hill was, and my car, and I gave it my best chance, and I just went for it. No accident. I got okay. So I whizzed by, and then this person chased me down. And I completely understood why they did, because it was a bit of a scary situation. So they chased me down. I pulled over. I actually got to my destination. I was doing photography, and I just got out, and then they came up, rolled down their window, and they started screaming at me at how unsafe it was, and someone else got in an accident, and they live just down the road, and all this and that. And fair enough. I was like, yeah, as soon as they pulled up though, I was already on their side, because I didn't want to do that. It wasn't on purpose. It was just, and I said exactly what I just told you. I was like, hey, I'm sorry. I didn't see you because of that. And then I knew once I got in there, I just got to commit, and I'm sorry I inconvenienced you, whatever, And I noticed as soon as I did that, they were still mad, but they couldn't be mad anymore because I was on their side. It was so funny because their face was angry, but their voice was like they were so ready for a fight. They were so ready for me to yell back at them and to resist and, start dropping F-bombs and all this and that. It was years later, I really started realizing what was going on. And it was when I watched Most Extreme Elimination Challenge again. And so it was just this morning, I was thinking on all this, and I call it the paper door method. And I've realized when we get angry, you're right. I want to emphasize, not when other people get angry, when we get angry. When all of us get angry, we start to ball up and curl up and square up, and we're ready for a fight. We're ready for resistance. So when you act like a paper door, it completely throws them off. This, I think it's called Takeshi's Castle or something like that. It's a perfect metaphor for what I had accidentally did. And I wish I could, I've done this a second time, or maybe even a third time, but I cannot remember what it was. It was pretty recent in the past year or two, and it works. It's people are so ready to go. And then you turn into a paper door and you say, oh, hey, I'm sorry. Hey, yeah, I didn't mean to do that. I'm like, we're not enemies. Hey, yo. and they're still but they can't get mad because you made them feel heard. That's really what it is. I've started to realize that a lot of people start yelling and getting angry because they're expecting not to be heard. And when I say heard, I mean truly heard, not just in one ear, out the other. I mean received, emotionally received, their perspective, their reality heard, acknowledged, and received. When you do that, you become the paper door. And it's really hard for people to continue to stay mad at you. They can, if you did something really egregious or whatever, yeah, I'm not saying this is the perfect get out of jail card for every situation. But I do think for a lot of A lot of the daily bullshit, where people are just kind of mad that they woke up this day. Getting on their side, or at least acknowledging and hearing their perspective, is the easiest way to completely de-escalate and defuse situations like this. I've got a little checklist here of things I wanted to make sure I hit. Let me just read them off for you real quick, and then I can stop looking at my other monitor. So the first thing is you need to regulate yourself. I'm pretty good at that. Right? When people come up mad at me, I kind of laugh in my head. I'm like, oh my God, but life isn't that serious. You're right. And again, I'm talking about the daily bullshit type situations where I'm a pretty chill guy. People cut me off on the road and I say, oh man, I hope they get to where they got to go, because clearly it's more important than where I'm going. I'm that kind of guy. So that's easy for me. But that doesn't mean I should skip it, right? The first step is you do need to regulate yourself. You can't come at them with the same energy as they are, because that's when you're going to clash, and that escalates, right? That's what they're expecting. That's what they're ready for. They're ready for that wooden door that they're going to bang into. You don't be that wooden door. The second thing, I already said this, is acknowledge their reality, make them feel heard, because that's what they're bracing for. I remember growing up, I had a friend and the only way for them to be heard in their household was to yell. And it's because no one listened to each other. No one, when I say listen, I mean heard, right? Everyone was so self-defensive, so prepped to not be heard, that the only way to be heard was to yell over someone else. The only way to be important was to be the most important, so to speak. Anyway, so then number 3 is to stand with them, not against. I didn't say that explicitly, but yeah, you're trying to get on their side and work with them a little bit, or work with the situation, like I did with that. It was some lady that was yelling at me about the car crossing thing. The fourth thing is really important. I'm glad I wrote this out. Is you're not being a doormat in this method. I know it's called the paper door method, and people are barging through. Maybe the metaphor breaks down here, but just because you're doing this doesn't mean you're a doormat and you're letting yourself be walked over. You still have boundaries. You should still enforce your boundaries. As a quick liner, you can say hey, I'm here to work with you, not against you, but I'm not going to participate this if we're just yelling at each other, right? If they're refusing to de-escalate, if they're just really wound up, you can just walk away. This paper door method I'm calling is just a way to smooth over situations. It's not a doormat. It's not a people pleasing type thing. It's a way to make people feel heard and get them to work towards a resolution with you, rather than two people against each other. And actually, that's the fifth thing, is find resolution together. Okay, cool. So I read those 5 off. You've got them. I'll put them in a comment or something so you can look at them too. Well, anyway, another short video. I don't think these need to be long. I'll put that in the comments somewhere. That's what I call the paper door method. I love it. I love using it. It's really, really funny. I can tell you that it's really funny to watch people to go from irate to confused irate, and then calm, and they don't even know why they're calm. That was okay. All right, here, I'll say this and I'll end the video. That was the funniest thing about that car crossing thing, is that lady was so mad, yelling out her window. And then she got confused when I started saying, oh yeah, I'm so sorry, blah, 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 blah. I could see the confusion in her face. And at the end of the conversation, she's like, so I was pulled off on the side of the road. I was doing photography just by some lakes. She's like, so are you broken down? Do you need a ride? What's going on? That really did it for me. I still laugh at that. She didn't even know why she was offering that. She was so confused. She went from wanting to yell at me to offering to give me a ride in under a minute, literally under 60 seconds. It was a really short exchange. Anyway, I will never forget that. That was so funny. And I'm always looking for opportunities to use this. It doesn't work 100% of the time, but when it works, it gives you a story to tell. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time. I'm sure I'll have something else to write down in my journal and share with you someday. So anyway, catch you later. Thanks.